I'm going to attempt to record this. So it says recording, and then we'll see what actually happens. Everyone can see the screen,
Yep.
right? And everyone can hear me. You can either respond back audio or you can respond back in the chat at the bottom. So do we see that?
Yep.
See both of those? Okay. All right. So let's talk about the next options for programming. And then we'll try to remember some things, and then we can help other people in the program if they have questions. But we're going to get a pretty good concept of what's happening. If you do not want to do this program, which is fine because all programs work depending on what your goal is, you can choose any of the previous programs to do. So if there's some 4 to 6 week block of something that you enjoyed or fits your goals better or fits your schedule better or whatever, you can pick it because we have that availability in the room to do that anyways. It's about what's the best thing for you as an individual. I mean, it's fun to work out in a group, but we don't want to be limiting ourselves or pushing ourselves too hard just because of the group setting. A little bit of, if we overwork or underwork. But this program is an idea based off of kind of the flip side of everything we normally do. So resistance training is the foundation of all the program we do. And for the most part, we spend more time doing resistance training than cardio training. Not that one is more important than the other one, but I just think that we should be lifting weights more often and we should be in cardio. When we get to a point where we're kind of stuck in progress, if we've been doing 3 days of resistance training and 1 day of cardio for a long time, then maybe we should flip it and really make our body uncomfortable and make it want to change to its input. And the input is the workout. And then obviously nutrition is a variable input that we have to change or watch constantly. That's the basic. And the other thing is, I've kidded around for a while that if someone were just to go show up at the gym, push the prowler a handful of times and come back and do it the next day and do it as many days as they could and then rest, that they would see all the results they needed with fat loss because the prowler just makes you work hard and there's no options but to work hard when you're pushing it. But that would be really boring. And I think mentally it would get really exhausting to just push the prowler every day. But we're going to use it as the base for the program. So the prowler and the work from the prowler is the primary reason for the whole program. Everything else is based off of it. So when you see prowler, primary, lactic is a type of energy. So lactic means sub 20 seconds of work. So somewhere 10 to 20 seconds of work. And if you think about it, usually when we push the prowler, we rarely go longer than 20 seconds. And if we do, that means it's pretty light and we're going pretty far down the back alley. And I don't want that. So what I want is a weight that is pretty hard, right? And your rest time, this is a 1-to-3 or 1-to-4 ratio, that can be even longer. So it can be, 15 seconds of work and 3 minutes of rest. It can be pretty long. The reason this is super important because, for one, heart rate and then energy system and then fuel system, without getting too sciencey, it's more fat, utilizes more fat inside of that energy system. And the intensity changes metabolism throughout the rest of the day. That's kind of the idea behind that. And anytime we get uncomfortable, that's our body trying to change and adapt to comfortable. So the prowler makes us get uncomfortable. If you can push the prowler and immediately push it again, it is not heavy enough or your sprint was too slow. So it needs to fall inside this window. The other part of the cardio, so this is one part of cardio. It says prowler is a primary, and these other things are alternates. But please remember that prowler needs to be the primary. Even if it's sucky outside, just get out there and do it. I'm going to fill the prowler with foam this weekend and add some little pads to the weights. So hopefully it's nowhere near as loud as usual. It'll still be kind of vibrating, but I think I can make some of the noise dissipate. I think that noise we hear is the fact that all the tubes are hollow and it's kind of a thin, and there's a lot of vibration, and that's why it sounds so horrible. But if for whatever reason, whatever happens, and the prowler just cannot happen, these would be alternates, right? A heavy snatch or heavy swing. So something that you could swing about 10 times heavy. So if you did that 10 by 10 and your last one was like 80 or 88 or 70, you would do the entire workout with that bell. And you would allow the same sort of idea. 15 seconds of work, 45 seconds to a minute of rest, repeat. A heavy snatch, that's going to be a skill set. If you want to learn that, I can help you. I can teach that. But a prowler, heavy swing, sprint, bike, plate push, burpee. Knocking out 20 seconds of burpees can get pretty tiring. Plate push, if it's heavy enough and the floor's okay. Bike is a spin bike. If you crank the resistance up as high as possible on the spin bike and then get off the seat and sprint as hard as you can for 20 seconds, it'll be really hard. And the same thing, a sprint would be like running like a 40 or 50 meter sprint. Or, depending on logistics, would be sprinting up a hill. So if the logistics were good enough, it would be really cool to take everyone out to Lake Hefner and do sprints up the hill on a Saturday. Danielle looked at me like I was crazy.
I don't know if that would be cool, but
it's great. Sprinting uphill is phenomenal because it's a lot like the prowler, but you don't have the prowler. It's great for fat loss. Okay, so this is the lactic. Do we have any questions here?
Did you mute everyone?
No.
No, so we're clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Aerobic intervals. A lot of us have been using these for a long time. We know they work. These are usually kind of off-day homework things, but giving you guys cardio as homework, pretty much, well, I just don't think it's going to get done, right? I mean, let's be honest. Who wants to come in on their off day and voluntarily by themselves do cardio intervals? Not that many people. Probably Harris. I don't know who else does it. I don't know.
I feel like I usually come in on rest days, but
yeah, we usually do a lot more walking.
Schedule's tiny bit different.
Yeah. So the aerobic, this is going to be 45 seconds to 2 minutes of work. That 45 seconds, 60 seconds, minute 15 is a good window. 90 seconds is quite a long time, but it can be done. These are all options of things you can do for that aerobic. 1-to-1 or 1-to-2. So 60-60s, 45-60s, 45 115s, 60-90s, 1 minute on, 2 minute off, all that type of stuff. These are going to be low. So we're going to start off with 5. That's down here. These are all going to be minimum 20-minute windows. So you need to do a minimum of 20 minutes, maximum however long you can maintain. If you could do 45 seconds of running and 90 seconds of rest and do that for 40 minutes, go ahead, right? Obviously, the longer work, the more calories you burn, the more work you have. But a minimum of 20 on any of these things. So you could do ropes, rowing, med ball slams, running, kettlebell swings, dragging the sled, or light prowlers, or we've been playing around with those carries for time, plate push, suicides. All this stuff is aerobic work when we push it this far. The only time we'd ever want to be cautious about these numbers is when there's an athletic response or athletic, how does I say? Like muscular fatigue. Like if you can't pick up the ropes for 60 seconds because your shoulders get tired, then don't do ropes for 60 seconds, right? Don't let your muscles inhibit the duration of the aerobic work. Clear? Good?
Yep.
Questions?
Nope.
All right. Okay. Everything's making sense. Now, prowlers, second part. This is, you'd start off with 5 reps. So let's say it's Monday, you do 5. Even if you know you could do more, 5 is going to be uncomfortable, right? Stay there. The next time you come in, just add 1 more sprint all the way until you get to 10. If you can get to 10 sprints with the same weight, I don't want you to do 11 sprints. For one, that doesn't allow us much progress except for just in volume, and it makes the workouts longer and longer and longer. So if you get to a point where 10 sprints is taking you 30 minutes or 8 sprints is, then just bump your weight up so that you have to do less. So let's say you do session 1 all the way to session 6, 7, and you do 10 with the 25 pounds, put 10 more pounds on it and start your back over at 5 and then keep building that up. That way you're always in between 5 to 10 sprints.
So you want us to be able to do this prowler workout in like 20 minutes-ish?
Or even faster.
Yeah.
I mean, optimally, it would be nice to get it done like, if you did 1 prowler for 20 seconds and you rested a minute and 40, which would be like a 1-to-8 rest ratio, that's still 2 minutes. That's 10 minutes of work, right?
Right.
That's the biggest benefit about this. That's why another thing I'll get to later. It's about the frequency and the intensity of each session, not the duration of each session. Normally, if I say get in an hour of workout 3 times a week, that's 3 hours. This is more about getting in 3 or 4 hours over the entire week and smaller sections more often. Okay?
Yeah.
So these workouts should not take long at all.
So you're saying less rest time in between once you get to 10?
Yeah.
No. Your rest time will be, the rest time for the prowlers is going to be up to you.
So once you get to 10 sprints, you're adding weight?
Yeah, once you get to 10 sprints, you're adding weight and going back down to 5, so that 5 is hard. Right?
Right.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can we start at 35 pounds?
You can start so the first week is going to be up to you. This is just these are just numbers to put on paper just to have numbers.
Okay.
Every person's different, and this session, you're going to have to figure out what's hard. If you put 25 pounds on there and you sprint past 20 seconds, you know you need more weight, right? If you put 70 pounds on there and you can't move that thing for 8 feet, you need less weight. So use your first session to kind of find that weight and then just repeat it. Write it down so that when you're walking out there and you're setting up, it's not a guessing game of how far or how much. You just know. I did 25 pounds. I'm going to do 25 pounds again. I'm going to do it 6 times. And that way it's really, really easy to remember. Good? Kevin? All right. Okay, I guess Kevin's good with that.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, reading a book.
Oh,
He's
sorry.
reading a book?
Reading a book. To Danny?
Yes, sir.
Whoa! Okay. Let's go back to the workouts. Normally we have 3-day programs or 4-day programs, or 5-day programs depending on the person, or 2-day programs depending on the person. This is the workouts. So you could, depending on what your goal is, you could repeat day A the entire time if you wanted to. Or you could go all the way through the list, or you could do A, B only, or you could do DE only, or say you just wanted to do heavy stuff one time and you just wanted to do beach muscles the other time and go back and forth. It doesn't really matter too much, right? So rep ranges. these are a pretty good guide of where I want you guys to be. Bench, pull, prowler. That means you'd come in, you do 3 by 5 at whatever feels good by 5. Just load up the bar, and if it feels good by 5, add some weight, take some weight off. Just play around with it. Strength is not the focus, right? Muscular development is not the focus. We have one focus, and that's fat loss. So we need to make sure the priority of the session is focused on that. All of this stuff is allowing us to maintain strength and maintain muscle. So this is just hitting up the basics so that we don't lose anything. That's why that's there. So these numbers don't really mean a whole lot. We just need to fall somewhere in between them. So it's kind of just like, hey, muscles, remember that we can do stuff, right? And if you have a focus, let's say that you really want to work on your pull-up, right? Pull-up isn't even on any of these. But if you know you're coming in 2 or 3 days a week, you can make sure that this pull-up is pull-up. And you can just make sure you get it done 2 or 3 times a week. If you have a bench, if you just want to get really good at the bench and practice it, then you could do this multiple times a week. Or you could pick any movements you want. You could do flat bench, barbell. And then the next week you could do dumbbell incline. And the week after that, you could go decline football bar. And the week after that, you could do single side bench off of dumbbell. Anything you want. Or you can do the same thing the whole time. That's up to you if you want to be creative or not. It doesn't matter. This is the important part. Okay. Now, do we see these options? Yep.
Yeah.
Good. There we go. Okay.
I see him.
Now, everyone is different. These are all potential options to what someone could do, right? This gives you a template of something that you could do depending on when you like to come to the gym or when you can come to the gym. Right? So let's say that you wanted to come in Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? And you wanted Wednesdays off and Sundays off. This is a template you could use. You would use your A workout, which you go over here, bench, pull, prowler. Okay?
Is Ryan in?
No.
Sorry. He
No.
said he can't get it to work, and Wanda said she can't get it to work either.
I don't know what to tell them. Everyone else is try to do it again, I guess. Right on their phones or on their computers. Okay, sorry. Where was I? Okay, so A, B, A, B. And you see how the B is aerobic workout? So it's anaerobic, aerobic, rest. We'll go to C. C is another prowler. And then D is aerobic by itself. Right? And then we come back and then EF. So this would be the same. So say if this is 5 weeks, you would do these 5 days the same. And on Saturday, you could rotate your Saturday workout. And this would be doing strongman, which has prowlers in it. And then like next Saturday, you could do, pretty muscles and prowlers. And you could just flip-flop. Every other Saturday do strongman, every other Saturday do the pretty muscles. Or you could just say, you know what, I'm going to do A, B, C, D, just like I would through the week. And I'm just going to do pretty muscles every Saturday because that's my focus. And that's fine. If you wanted to come in.
Pretty muscles? Is that what you're saying?
Pretty muscles.
Huh. I don't know this term.
Like beach muscles. Like
Okay.
biceps, glutes, right?
I just haven't heard you say it before.
That's what that is. Pretty muscles.
Biceps, tries, and glutes.
Yeah.
I got you.
Depending on the person, or biceps, tries, and shoulders, or glutes and calves, or whatever it is you want to work on aesthetically.
What are quads?
Well, trust me.
That shows online.
you guys will not need any quad work at all, because these prowlers are you're going to know it. These squats, if you decide to pick up a squat, you're not going to want to do much, because you're going to feel these prowlers. It's going to be doing like lunges multiple times a week. Makes sense?
Yep.
Okay, so let's look at another option. These, by the way, this combination is obviously pretty endless. Let's say that you wanted to come in Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and an option, and then rotate your Saturdays. You could come to A prowler, B prowler, C prowler, and then EFD prowler. Right? These 2 days in a row would be okay, since you have a rest day after it. And you could just do your aerobic work here. Right? If that was your schedule. This one has each Saturday rotating. So let's say we did it for 6 weeks. You do EFD, EFD. So you would do the E twice, and then you would do F twice and D twice. Up to you. This is another variation. Instead of rotating the Saturday, you just run through the program in 2 weeks. A, B, C, and then you could go D, E, F, and then you could start the A again. So you just knock them off the list. You come in and do A, next time you come in and do B, next time you can do C. And then when you get to F, just start back over, regardless of what day it is. Right? That's really, really simple way of looking at it. This is a 6-day option. This right here are optional 6 days. You can review these and look at them. They're pretty self-explanatory once you understand that they're just referencing back to these numbers. Right?
Yeah.
Again, it's about the frequency. So if you've been working out 3 times a week, you need to work out 4. If you've been working out 4, you need to work out 5. And if you've been working out 5, you need to work out 6.
Well, crap.
There's no way around that, because we've got to put more work in more often. But all these workouts are shorter. So you don't have to spend an hour in the gym. You can get these done in 30 minutes and be in and out of the gym. If you did 3 sets of 3 right here, or here, or even 3 sets of 5 of a bench press with pull-up and a prowler, that's like a 30-minute workout. 40 if you have a long warm-up.
Or if it takes a long time to do pull-ups.
Or if it took, yeah. Okay. Good?
Yep.
Questions anywhere?
Yep. No.
No? All this stuff is what I just pretty much said. Frequency, how often you come in, not how long the session is. This will not be easy, right? This is going to be hard. But I'm like 100% guaranteed that if you follow this plan and you come in 5 to 6 days a week, that you are going to lose inches off your waist.
Well, I'll say, and since everybody's listening, that the last time, before I was really feeling sick, the last time I was having results, I was doing the prowler a lot.
Yeah.
Danny and I would come in on off days and do it too, so.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just something about it that just makes your body become better. Good?
Good.
Good. So do we have a clear idea of what we're going to do when we start?
Yep.
Do we have a clear idea whether or not we want to do this program or not? That's the more important. If you look at all this and you're like,
yes.
If you look at all this and you're like, this is not really my kind of gig right now, that's fine. We only have like 15 other programs to choose from that are all in the group. Anything that's in your book, you can reference back to and repeat at any point you want. And you could repeat a program over and over and over again as long as you're making your proper progressions, and it would work for a long time.
Will you remind me how many weeks this program is again?
Now there is no time limit, right? This is as long as you can maintain or until you hit your goal. So if you have a goal of 5 pounds or 10 pounds or 1 inch, you just keep cranking on it until you get there. And you just keep working on your nutrition. It could be 4, 5, 6 weeks. I don't know if anybody could do this for longer than 6 to 7 weeks. 8 weeks, it'd be really, really pushing it. If you did this for 8 weeks, you would be a monster. You'd be able to, I mean.
Well, I want to be a monster.
Is that a challenge?
You're going to be the new Lady Gaga and have a band full of monsters.
The other thing is, let's say you do this for 4 weeks. This is definitely not something that we could do over and over and over again. When you do this, it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks if that's what you choose. You need to take a minimum of 8 weeks of other moderate, average kind of like working on other goal programming before you get back into this. Right? It's super, super important to remember that after our first 6 weeks of lifting, when we're new, we have to prioritize goals. Yes, we can get a little bit of fat. Yes, we can get kind of stronger. Or yes, we can develop a certain part of our body if we want to, a little bit. But if there's like a real goal and you've been lifting for a while, then you really have to focus on it. Right? That's just the way it is. So the idea, you did this for 6 weeks and you lost your 10 pounds and you're like, cool, I'm happy with that. Then you would go back to like a maintenance with your calories and maintenance with your weight and consistency in the gym. And say, you know what, I'm going to keep that 10 pounds off for 8 to 12 weeks and then I'm going to do this again. So let's say you do this most of February, a little bit of March, and you go through March, April, that's 6 weeks, and you get halfway through May, and you think you're going to do this the first week of June, to get ready for 4th of July or whatever it is you want to do. Then you could do that then.
Hey, will you go back to the yellow screen?
Uh-huh.
Please.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Good? We're on 30 minutes of the call. Is everyone still awake?
Yeah, just
Yes.
barely.
We're all good. We're okay.
Are we going to get a copy of this?
Yes, so there's a PDF. I will print out copies of it next week, and then you can download the PDF inside the group, and you can download it or print it out, but I'll print out copies as well.
Okay.
Really, this is the part that you need to know, and then this is up to each person. So if you wanted to write this schedule out for yourself and have that in your book, you could do that, and just on a piece of paper or blank piece of paper, or you could just copy this and print it out. So you have something to
I
look
need you to decide on capital letters or small letters.
Oh.
Because this just drives me crazy. Pick one or the other.
There, yeah. Okay. Okay.
I guess I'm confused. Okay, I have a question.
Go.
I guess I'm confused on which option I need to pick. It's probably that's a personal problem, huh?
Well, we all have our own personal problems.
Okay.
But what if your problem is like someone else's? What's your issue?
Well, I guess I don't have one because normally I come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Well, the only day I'm not there is probably Sunday. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm most of the time I'm walking or doing interval stuff.
Yeah. So yours would be really close to. So what you would do, being that you're going to be with the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be doing A, B every Monday, Wednesday, just for making it simple.
Okay.
And then I'm going to rotate the day threes through these. So like we'll do C on one Friday, we'll do E on another Friday, we'll have like Strong Mom one Friday, we'll do the Pretty Muscles one Friday, just so that that third day changes.
Okay.
That's probably what's going to happen for that group, right?
Right.
All you would do is you would just say, well, week one's going to be C, week two's going to be E.
So I would just rotate my Saturdays.
And then you would just rotate the opposite over here.
Gotcha. Okay.
That'd be pretty. Yeah.
Thank you.
But these 2 days, you would want your Tuesday, Thursday to be. You can hit a strength movement if you wanted to, that's left over, or you could just do the intervals like you normally do the intervals.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Good. Anyone else?
Hey, Sean.
Yes.
In the purple at the bottom of the pretty box, it says Metcon G+.
Yes. That's this one right here.
Explain that.
This is the G workout. This G workout is kind of like instead of doing a lift and prowler or a lift and cardio or just cardio or a strongman, this is like 20 minutes of just doing very basic rounds. So 3 push-ups, 5 squats, 15 swings. This is a good 20-minute cardio workout that kind of switches it up a little bit, but it's still cardio. It's still resistance-based. This is a lot like those 20-minute workouts, those finishers we did for a long time. This is just an example of one of them. Does that
Yeah, I was just curious about the word Metcon in the next box in the purple.
This is just a reference. All these 2 blues are this stuff. The red is this stuff, and the purple. These things are explaining this. Make sense? They're just like that is that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right?
Understood.
Also
I'm just curious.
Go ahead, Paul.
I'm just curious of the term METCON.
Oh,
some
metabolic
kind of
conditioning.
Say that again?
Metabolic conditioning.
All right.
All right. Or Metcon. Metcon is easier to say.
You know what it means.
Yes, metabolic conditioning.
All right. Thank you.
That's what that means. Okay. You could go the whole program and never do this G workout. It's just completely up to you. But this is a good workout. If you're just like, man, I got to get 20 minutes of stuff in, this is a great workout. If you have a bell or a bag or a dumbbell at home or a child or something, you can just do push-ups and squats and swings and just knock it out. And you could do this pretty often whenever you needed to. So say you made it to the gym 5 days a week and you're like, man, I really need a 6-day in, but I can't really do anything else. This is crazy easy to do almost anywhere. Right?
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. What's the other most important part about fat loss?
Nutrition.
Nutrition. Okay.
Eat more pizza.
Eat more pizza. That's whatever. If you follow the things we've been building upon, that's the only things you need to worry about. So if someone were to say, I'm going to get 4 servings of vegetables, I'm going to eat 28 out of 29 meals, 1 ingredient, and I'm going to make protein a priority, there's not a whole lot of room left in the day or your plate to really jack it up. And if you're honestly making those things a priority. You're not going to overeat your carbs. You're not going to overeat your protein if you're doing those other things first. Right. Right. You can't overeat protein.
Mm-mm. Well, that would be like serious work to overeat protein.
Yeah. Yep. When we finish this program, when we get back into doing, 2 or 3 days of resistance training and then optional cardio, that's when we'll learn how to use carbohydrates and when to use them. But not till then. Right now, focus on those 3 things. 4 servings of veggies, as many 1-ingredient meals as possible, and protein. If you don't want to count grams per protein, if you just don't want to do that, that's fine. Just make sure that protein is in every meal. Right? You don't have to put it in your fitness pal, but it has to be in every meal. And you'll get pretty close. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. When assessing the value or the progress of this program, body fat percentage is good, but we know how hard it is to get in. Kevin's been practicing it. Danielle should practice it. Obviously, I can do it. I would, the mirror is always a pretty good indicator of progress. And then waist measurement. If I were to do anything to measure the progress off of this program, I would take 3 waist measurements. I would do belly button. I would do 2 inches above and 2 inches below belly button. That's 3 measurements on your waist. Because that's honestly all we really care about, right? We lost one. Someone jammed out of there. They're bored. No, he's still there. So, 3 measurements off your waist. If you want anything more than that, then get with Kyle or me or Danielle to try to schedule an assessment. But waist measurements are probably the best thing to use because that's what we all care about. Right?
Right.
Good. Any more questions on anything on this program?
Not now.
Not now? So if you do
Yeah, I mean, I always.
if you do have
No, I
questions,
don't currently have questions, but I can't promise you I won't forget stuff and ask you again.
okay. If you have questions and you think of it and it's not in the group, please post it on the group on Facebook so that everyone else can learn from that question. Right? Everyone has problems. Everyone has issues. There's no need to be, quiet on a private Facebook group that we're the only ones in. We can all learn from each other when we're asking questions and me answering questions, right? Or maybe someone else answers the question for you.
Yeah, so we still have group texts. Some of our groups.
Yep. So we're all good on this? That's 8:45. I think we're probably stretching our attention span. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit. That's fine. Okay. So we had 11 people, which is like 4 times as many as last time. So that's
good job, guys.
Good job. I appreciate your time. I would like to do this again another time. It's just really hard for me to communicate everything to everyone all the time.
Yeah.
I simply cannot talk to every single person every single time I'm in the room because there's just too much information.
Oh, this is good.
And we all can learn something. Next time we'll try to go over a little more food stuff so we can learn more about this. If not,
Thank you.
No more questions. Any more questions on anything? Any questions on anything happening? Anything? The whole program? No one.
How many questions?
Okay. Good. Let me know what you think about this when you see me next. Let me know if there's something I can improve or something you felt that was annoying about it or if you
About the meeting or the program?
anything, but specifically this, especially this whole process, this whole call. If you think that there's better ways to do it, please let me know. I'm just trying to get more information out to you because I want you to get the results that you are here to get.
Oh, I like this. I'm good with it.
I did too. It was good. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep, thank you.
Good job. Each
All right,
protein.
thanks.
Have a good night.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.
See ya. Thanks.
Bye.
Now, how do I?